Hey, it's Kelsey, and welcome to Duke's Yard Homestead. The last couple of weeks, I have not been recording that much. I haven't been doing a whole lot on the homestead. I've been doing a lot of work, but I'm getting back to it. So the last few days, I've been able to get some seeds started and have been able to get the greenhouses set up and ready. So I'm going to show you some of that today, and I'll also show you the check-in on the babies. We're at 3 weeks. They're not babies anymore. They're big babies. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. Not a whole lot around the homestead, unfortunately, but things are starting to pick up, and I'm really looking forward to the gardening season and sharing this year's season gardening and the garden season and sharing that with you guys. And I'll show you some of the things that we've done. My grandma's come over and helped get some weeding done. I'm preparing some of the beds. Still got a lot more to do with that, but so what it is, we're doing it. It's 70 degrees in February in Eastern North Carolina, and we're going to take advantage of it. So join me today. Thank you for tuning in, and welcome to Duke's Yard Homestead. Right, so we are outside. I'm going to walk to the greenhouse. The sun is directly in my face, so that's why I'm squinting, but I'm going to come out here and check out what's going on with our seeds. Probably much nothing, but I am going to check the temperatures in both of the greenhouses, and I'm sure I'm going to have to water too. I have let the chickens out, so they're out in the yard. I'm going to have to round them back in. I've been doing some leaf removal. I'm going to fix my back porch coming up soon, so when I do that, I will make sure to record. There's a lot of upgrades I have to have in here, not just in the yard, but on the house and in the house, and that just comes with the territory of living in the floodplain. So I'm gonna deal with that at another point. So I took a break to work on that, so I can hopefully get to those steps soon and let the chickens out. Gonna feed them. The neighbors sent over a bunch of collards, so put them in, and then we're gonna make a delivery call to Ace. We're gonna run by Ace and get some hay delivered. We need hay in both of our coops, even though the purple one's still not finished yet and I have nobody in there. I'm gonna get some hay out in both, and then hopefully this weekend we're gonna get the supports up because our babies are going to be ready to come out in them very soon, and I want to have this coop ready for it. But first we're gonna check out the greenhouse. So this is the inside of the larger greenhouse. Mostly the small greenhouse is taking it up, but I have about a 2 foot by 6 foot, no, probably more like 4 foot by 6 foot space up here where I'm going to add in some plant holders and things. And I also, when the seeds get big enough, they need to come out of the small greenhouse, I'll have some space, and eventually I'm sure by mid-March, early April, I will take the cover off this interior greenhouse and just use this one because we won't need that extra layer of heat. Let's see, it is reading about 88 degrees in here. I got these thermometers, sorry, not 88, so about 78 degrees in here in the larger greenhouse. Picked up these thermometers the other day. And then we'll check what the temperature is in this greenhouse. The temperature in the smaller greenhouse, let's see if I can get that on there, is about 85 or so degrees. And I believe it's about 70 outside. We'll see, I'll check in a second. These are our first cells we started. I've got the water, and we got these guys too. I always shake off the condensation. These just got started last night. No, these are ones from the first night. These are our ones we just started last night, yesterday, the day before. So we're on like 2 days on the first ones, 2 to 3 days on the first ones, and 1 to 2 days on the second ones. And I'm not expecting to see anything growing. I'm mostly just checking for water, and we're gonna water them. I use a spray bottle. I have one that I don't have to pump to somewhere. I'll find it to water the seedlings at this stage. Eventually, when they get large enough, I will use my water hose in a misting section, or on the misting part. But for now, that's the safest I've found. So the temperatures outside is about 70 to 72 degrees. And so that's in the big part, a 6-degree difference during the day. And in the smaller part, about a little over a 10-degree difference. So far, I feel like the greenhouse inside the greenhouse is working. I do know that if the bigger greenhouse was larger, there would be providing, more heat. For the smaller greenhouse, I've seen 10, 15, 20-degree differences between the two in other situations with larger greenhouses, but I don't have that right now. So, yeah, right now I'm happy with where we're at with the greenhouses, and we'll see how the seed starting goes. If it ends up being that we're getting cold nights and it's not sustaining a temperature that I'm comfortable with, I have seed mats. I can get electricity out here, and we'll go that, or I'll take the seeds in and put them on a rack with seed mats. So we'll see. I say that I wasn't expecting to see anything, but I did plant some oats for my cats, and those are actually starting to come up. So we'll see. My grandma and I started working on getting the beds prepped and ready for spring. Still got a whole lot to do, but we've got this bed cleared, got most of this bed cleared. These beds already had cleared, and there's leaves sitting in them to be turned. And tomorrow I'm gonna work on this mess. One of the glories of reclaiming an area is you get briars. We have quite a few of those here. So I'm gonna get this bed cleaned. I'm also gonna work on moving some of that stuff out into the compost and trash tomorrow. It's gonna be a good day. It's supposed to be in the 70s again. I'm really looking forward to that. And maybe in the next couple of weeks we'll get some compost brought in and put in these beds, mend these beds, and then get the other beds picked up. I haven't done a whole lot of work on the back property the last few weeks. It's just been what it is. But I'll show you. Take a peek back here. I still gotta finish getting the leaves from the neighbors, but it's coming along. I got some cardboard building up into here, and yeah, it's a lot better than it was last year this time, that's for sure. And I'm just gonna keep working on it, and maybe tomorrow I'll get the rest of the leaves moved, filled in, and maybe run the lawnmower some to cut some more briars down. Keep working on that, and then I think it's supposed to rain this upcoming weekend, but it'll be okay. I'll start in on this coop. Got a few more upgrades I want to do. I got to take my chicken tractor, not my chicken tractor, my chicken door off. See what's going on with it. The motor has seized. I'm going to try to take it apart and see if I can get it back working again before I move the babies out. If not, we'll come up with a different solution. So over in the greenhouse, I showed you where I've started all my seeds and what have I started so far. So I have tomatoes, 7 different varieties. I have peppers, a couple of different varieties, a few eggplants. I've started some greens, different types of lettuces and Swiss chard. I also did some kale. I have started cat grass because the cats, and catnip, and along with a variety of herbs. So basil, thyme, oregano, lemongrass, lemon balm, and a few other things. So I have those all started and ready to go. Or they're already in there. They're started. You saw them. And so that's what I've got started so far. And I will probably do another round of planting in about 4 weeks. If not before then. I know I'm going to start a few more things now. I need to go back through my seeds again, but in about 4 weeks, that's when I'll start my flowers. I may start some cucumbers and squash. I usually like to direct sow those. I have better luck direct sowing than keeping them alive, but we'll see. I may just start a few. I also want to be able to give a few plants away to a couple of different community gardens. And to do that, I need to have them started sooner, and we'll be selling plants this spring too. Not in bulk, but we will have some available. So I have to get those started as well. But I don't want them to be too big, and I don't want them to be too small. So I do succession planting with that. And then also The stuff that I have now that it's already started, I'll wait, and then I'll put new stuff out. I'll put that in the ground, obviously, and then I will, a couple weeks later, a month or so later, replant again to keep things going, especially with the cucumbers. That was one of the biggest things I sold last year, was cucumbers, Market Moors, and the pickling cucumbers, Boston pickling, and that was great. So I'm going to do that again. We're also going to throw some more loofah in, and of course gourds. I love birdhouse gourds, and so we're going to put them in, but I also direct sow those too. So our frost date is around April 14th, April 15th, and I'll get them in the last part of April, early May. So that's where we're at with seeds, with starting them, and we're going to hope for the best. Today, I am going to fix the vent underneath the house for the dryer. It has been, I've been at Lowe's. I'm gonna get a few things. I had to get a few things, so I got those. I need to get a vent, I need to get some clamps, I need to get some hangers. I'm gonna have to go under the house and fix a little bit of the installation that's been torn down. There's some feral cats that have been living under there, and they've caused some damage, which also led to knocking out the dryer vent. So gonna fix that, gonna get that closed up, and I'm gonna record that as we go. You're gonna have to bear with me because I always make mistakes when doing things like this, but it's okay. We're gonna do it, we're gonna record it, and then we're gonna share that with you, because you know, you can do things by yourself. When there's stuff that happens, you do not necessarily always have to call someone, and with a dryer vent, a single woman can do so can fix it. So we're gonna get that done. I'm gonna get my tools together, and then we'll be back. All right, so this is going underneath the house. Like I was saying, there's some insulation that has slid. I'm gonna get that fixed, and then around the other corner, there is where the connection is for the vent hose. Yes, that is a water heater. When they built the house, for some ungodly reason, they put the water heater underneath. I now have a new water heater inside in a closet, because that's just not cool. We are, let's see, the dryer vent comes out over here. I've already removed the old pieces, and this will be the new install. I gotta go in there, get that piping up, and we'll attach it with a clamp. And then once that's all done, we'll screw it all in, and it'll be done. So for the last week, I have really been working on getting my back porch usable, and that's finally there. And then I needed to clean my laundry room, because since I haven't been able to use my back steps and my back door, I have just kind of barricaded it. Don't do that. That's not good. You need 2 exits in your home. But it is clear, and we're gonna go out the back door for the first time to go feed the chickens and take care of a few things. And I'll tell you, by habit, I just caught myself going out the front door, and I was like, no, you are going out the back door today. So we're gonna do that. And we're in the backyard. That is amazing. It's the little things, y'all. It is the little things.